Adopting one child won't change the world, but for that child, the world will change.
AVS Media Demo. AVS Media Demo. AVS Media Demo.
There are no unwanted children, just unfound families. National Adoption Center.
Currently, in the United States, there are 408,425 children in foster care, with 114,000 awaiting adoption. Of those in foster care, 31% experience being in foster care from 1 month to a year. 28% are in foster care from 2 to 4 years. We wanted to know what was being done to prevent this from happening in our area. The Wichita area currently has 350 children waiting to be adopted. The employees at St. Francis are working diligently to dispel the myths of foster care and adoption in order to find good homes for these kids in need.
AVS Media Demo.
That so many thousands of children around the world are available for adoption is a sign of our impoverished humanity. That so many persons around the world open their hearts and homes each year to embrace a few of these children is a lasting testimony to humanity's enduring nobility. Deborah A. Beasley, Successful Foster Care Center.
There is a belief that a foster parent must have money and a large house in order to adopt a child. To assist us in understanding, what have you experienced when looking at potential foster families?
The size of the house, although, is taken into consideration. It's not a requirement that you must have, a lot of money or a large house. They do a cost analysis to make sure that you have enough income, enough resources, and financial support to take care of children that you're bringing into your home. St. Francis, for example, requires that a family of 4 would have an annual income of around $23,500. Let's see. It's not, and you were asking about expenses and stuff. I know that St. Francis doesn't charge for licensing a foster home or for the home assessments. So I know that's one way that they keep down the costs. I know that DCF also helps cover most attorney fees for adoption as well. So that's another way that we help families keep the pricing down so that they can help, have kids find for forever homes. The size of the house is important, but at the same time, it's not, it doesn't have to be huge. They figure it up to square footage wise. I think it's somewhere around 45 square feet in a bedroom and to 70 square feet. So.
We went on to ask, what types of red tape can families expect to experience when looking at foster care or adoption?
Well, there are some KDHG regulations. You would have to take PSMAP classes, and then an adoption home study it can be a lengthy process. However, if the more specific you are about how old of a child you want placed in your home can really be the determining factor on how long it takes to get that child placed in your home. The adoption process itself really is very straightforward. There are certain guidelines that we have to meet with DCF, and once we have an adoption home study, it goes fairly quickly.
Is it true that you have to be a married heterosexual couple to adopt?
No, you don't have to be married. You can be the same-sex couple, can be engaged. You can even have a roommate if you wanted to. There's not any regulation that's going to tell you that you cannot foster if someone else lives in the home or if you have the same-sex couple.
There is a belief in our society that foster children are bad, which may cause many not to be a foster parent or adopt. What have you experienced as someone who works with the children and families?
Children who are in foster care and adoptive care usually have some degree of trauma, and they'll need help figuring that out. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are bad children. They just have behaviors that are different than typical teenagers and typical children.
Somehow destiny comes into play. These children end up with you and you end up with them. It's something quite magical. By Nicole Kidman.
AVS Media Demo. Everything changes. Miracles start with the beat of a heart. When love takes you home. AVS Media Demo.